Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about Real accounts, Real account. I don't know if I should block this out. I'm going to, just in case. But yeah, so this book, I bought this at the library not in my town, but a different town. They have a bookstore there. I talked about this in a different video. But anyways, the premise, I don't know what this book is about, to be perfectly honest. I don't understand. Like, something about followers, and if you lose all your followers, you die. I have no clue. But I was curious about it, and I bought it because why not? It was really cheap, and I am collecting manga, so... Okay, so I'm gonna do this a little differently. I'm just gonna focus entirely on this for this video instead of like having this bundled up with other things. So yeah, I'm probably gonna, you know what, I am gonna spoil. I'll talk about what happens in it, and then I'll talk about how I feel about it and whether or not I'll collect another volume of this. I was on Right Stuff yesterday buying manga, and I found out that this thing has like 20 something volumes. We're gonna see how far I actually get if I decide to even get volume 2. But anyways, I'll be back with an update. Hey guys, I still feel like I'm too low in this frame, but I just don't want the steering wheel to be like awkwardly at the bottom of the screen. Hey guys, I'm back with another update. Okay, so I got to chapter 3 of Real Account. I finished the first 2 chapters. So this time I actually know what it's about. I still feel like I'm kind of low. Like, am I too low? I don't know. Anyways, so basically what Real Account is about is, okay, in this universe, there's this social networking service called Real Account, and the way it was created was a bunch of other big social networking services merged into one to just create this huge one. And that's how it came about. And because of that, it's also received government backing. It's more integrated into people's lives. So the story stars this boy named Ataru, who he's the main character. He's in high school right now. So Ataru is on Real Account. He tells people he's not on Real Account, but actually he is. And the reason he doesn't tell people is because at school he doesn't really have any friends, and not necessarily because he's being bullied or anything. It's just because he doesn't really want to open his heart up to people. And a part of this has to do with the fact that his parents died, and also he's living at home by himself. Well, not by himself. He's living at home with his sister, his younger sister, and they live alone. Like, it's just them. He doesn't want people to judge him for being poor, and he uses Real Account as an escape, basically, just to escape from reality where he can live this lie that he's just, you know, has a perfect life, I guess you could say, or just a better life than the one he has now. Plus, it also, I feel like I just moved the camera up on accident. Plus, it makes him feel like he has friends since he has a bunch of followers that he interacts with on Real Account. So yeah, all of it is just an escape for him, basically. Also, if I haven't already prefaced this review, or what, this isn't really a review, I'm just reading this and talking about what happens. I'm gonna be saying spoilers, so if you don't want to know anything about this, you should probably leave now, because I'm gonna get into more specific. Okay, so that's our main character. So for the plot, basically what happens is not everybody, 10,000 people are suddenly thrown into Real Account via some kind of like AR type situation, like kind of like Sword Art Online, I guess, except it seems like they're just kind of, I don't really know how they get into this universe or this world, but anyways, they end up in Real Account itself. Think of it like a video game, I guess. So the mascot for Real Account, his name is Marble, or their name is Marble, I guess. Okay, so Marble tells them that the only way to escape from Real Account is to participate in these death games, sort of like a Squid Game type situation, except this is a little bit more involuntary. But anyways, and if they don't participate, then they'll die, because Marble will kill them if they don't participate. And if they die in this fake reality world, then they die in real life. And also, if they die, all of their followers that were following them die too. And Marble shows this by making an example out of some random person, like seriously just some random guy, wasn't even doing anything, and Marble just murders him, and all of that guy's followers die. It's kind of funny because it's just so like, wait, this guy didn't even do anything, but it's also kind of sad, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was, as terrible as it sounds, I thought it was a little bit funny. By the way, all of these events are being broadcasted. So at this point, Marble announces that people watching have 3 minutes to unfollow whoever they want to follow, or unfollow whoever they want to unfollow, or follow whoever they want to follow. And at that point, everybody's followers start dropping. People start dying, because if you run out of followers, if you have 0 followers, you die, unfortunately. So, and Ataru actually, I think he has like 1,500 followers at the start. As soon as they announce that you can unfollow people, he loses every single person except for one person who is actually his sister, but he doesn't want her to get wrapped up in this game, so he blocks her to prevent her from following. But luckily, some mysterious person that we don't know actually follows him and saves his life. So this one person is able to give Ataru the motivation to survive, well, along with his sister, of course, because he feels like there's at least one person out there that needs him or values him, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much the premise of Real Account. Am I crooked? Everyone that's in Real Account are forced to play these death games, which are kind of weird games, but I'll get into that in a second. I'll talk about chapter 2 in a second. So if that sounds interesting to you, it actually is a lot more interesting than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be kind of silly just because on the back of the book, it's like, it says unfollow or die, like right there. That just, I feel like that sounded really silly to me, or just dramatic. I don't know, it sounded weird. So I kind of misjudged this story a little bit, but it's pretty interesting so far because I'm curious about why the person who is doing this is doing this, because I don't think it has anything to do with Real Account. Actually, I don't know. We don't have all the details, so who knows? I assume this is some kind of hacker or something that hacked into the system and is making people do this. Also, Marble says that the 10,000 people that are gathered there were gathered there for a specific reason. So I don't know if that means that, like, I'm not really sure what that means exactly, but I guess we'll find out. I feel bad for that one random person that just died for seemingly no reason other than to show people that if you die, your followers also die. I guess to briefly talk about chapter 2, they have to play another game. I forget what it's called exactly, but you get judged on your appearance, essentially. So you have a panel of judges and they determine whether you're cute or hot, average or ugly, and you yourself have to also decide, or you have to put on a bib that corresponds to one of those choices. And if they agree with your assessment of yourself, then you live. But otherwise, if they don't agree, so if you think you're like ugly, but they're like, oh, you're average or something like that, then you die, unfortunately. And if you tie, even if you get a tie, it's like, so I think there's 5 judges. If the results end up in a tie, so 2 people think you're average, 2 people think you're cute or hot or whatever, and then one person just doesn't, I don't know, then you still die. So if they agree with you, you live. If they don't agree with you, you die. And if they can't even get a majority opinion on you, then you also die. So, and I don't think there's any like loopholes out of this, because it seems like there's not, the rules of this are pretty flimsy. It seems like Marble will just kill you no matter what. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish chapter 3 and 4, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts on volume 1 so far. All right, I'm back with my final update on Real Account. Why do I keep doing that? I finished it, the last 2 chapters. So chapter 3 is a continuation of the game from chapter 2, the no answer game. That's actually what the hot, ugly, average game was called. And the last chapter is a bonus game. So just to talk about what that last game was, because I thought it was kind of funny. The last game is they have to tweet something. So I don't know all of the features of Real Account, because I think they're just going to get into that over the course of the series. But I guess it has like a Twitter type situation where you can tweet. I mean, they even call it tweeting, and they call it retweet or repeat tweeting. But yeah, the last game, you have to tweet something and you have to get at least 1 retweet to survive. If you don't get any retweets, you die. So this is pretty easy. Every retweet or whatever, I'm just gonna call it retweet, I'm sorry. For every retweet you get 100 yen. So yeah, that's pretty interesting what people tweet out. I don't know how that's gonna affect the future, because I don't know, because they're getting money now, so I don't know what they're gonna use the money for. It'll be interesting to see. Also, I said there wasn't really a loophole to get through the games, but I guess there are, because Marble kind of gives someone at the end of the second game, after Ataru figures out a way to get everybody, not everybody, most of the contestants that are still alive, he figures out a way to get them through to the next game, I guess you could say. But Marble is actually caught off guard by this, so I don't know, should I just say what he does? I know I said there were spoilers in this, but whatever, I'll just say it, I don't care. Well, actually, you know what, I'm not gonna say it, because this is volume 1. I'm gonna not just say everything that happens in the first volume. When I get to future volumes, I'll probably just say exactly what happens or what I want to talk about. Anyways, moving on. Basically, Ataru figures out a way to get through, and then Marble is actually caught off guard by this, which I think is interesting. But then Marble kind of turns the tables a little bit and starts mocking him, because he says that there actually was a way to get everyone through. So I don't know if that means that all of the games are meant, I don't know if this is a situation where everybody has the ability to pass technically, you know, except for that first guy that died for 0 reason. But it makes me wonder if these games are more fair than they seem to be. We don't actually know Marble's true intentions yet, or the whole reason for gathering all these people and playing this twisted game. But so far the games, like the 2 games that there's been 3 games, but the 3rd game was kind of a bonus game, so it doesn't really count. I almost think it was there for comedy. But anyways, also, by the way, that's the thing about this manga. It's as horrifying as some of the events are. A lot of it's kind of funny, honestly. There's just a lot of weird, funny moments. And I'm pretty sure there are moments that are just supposed to be silly. But anyways, like I was saying, we don't actually know Marble's true intentions. But the games so far have been related to being real. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, or how real relationships are and how people really feel about you. So with the follower diagnosis, it was if you lose all your followers, you die, right? So that was the whole point of the game. Everybody has a chance to unfollow, even though that whole thing becomes kind of pointless because after that game, people are allowed to unfollow whenever they want. I forget when that comes into place, but still, it doesn't really matter at that point. But anyways, that whole game, the whole thing was whether or not people truly value you or care about you enough to put their lives on the line to keep you alive, pretty much. And that's why a lot of people unfortunately didn't die. And unfortunately, a lot of people died anyway. So, whereas the second game, No Answer, was more about people's perceptions of you and how you perceive yourself. Because if you think of yourself as something that other people, this whole game was weird, but it was interesting anyway. If you think of yourself as like beautiful or something, but everybody else thinks maybe you're ugly or average, then, you know, you'll die, which is kind of sad. Marble gets angry with people that I guess think of themselves as something that they're not. Or no, Marble gets mad at people that act humble, but okay, see, this goes back to the whole like fake thing. Marble doesn't like that people act a certain way when in reality they have confidence. So if they act humble, but in reality they think they're actually pretty amazing, Marble doesn't like that. So that's why I was saying Marble doesn't really like people lying. I don't know how that's going to tie into the future games. Yeah, anyways, that's all I have to say really about Real Account. I'm actually excited. Oh yeah, actually no, hold on. Okay, so I don't know what this is, but Ataru meets this girl named Coyote, and she looks just like his little sister, Yuri. I don't know if she's supposed to be a love interest. I don't understand what that's about. It's weird, because she looks exactly like her. So, like I said, I don't know if she's supposed to be a love interest to him. Why does she look like his little sister? It's kind of odd. I don't get it. I guess we'll see where that goes, but it's just weird. I mean, I like her so far, kinda. We'll have to see more of her, but it's just strange to me that a potential love interest looks just like his little sister. I just find that odd. Anyways, that's all I have to say about Real Account. So I definitely recommend you check it out. It's really good. I'm definitely gonna get volume 2 and probably future volumes. I don't know if it's already a complete series or a completed series, but I am 100% gonna read it in the future. So that's all I have to say for this. I guess I will see you next time.